Hey guys, I'm going to set this up here. That's a good angle for you guys. And I'm going to work your guy here. So I worked him yesterday, and he did good. Patience is one thing that kind of needs a lot of, and a little bit. And a little bit of kind of willingness to just kind of accept things a little bit, and a little delayed gratification, and just be willing to kind of be a little bit more resilient about things if they're not quite going his way right away. He's gotten better at time, but he's getting a fair amount of time. He hasn't pulled back. He did, I guess, the first day. He thrashed just a little bit, pulled back a little bit. I've got a nice safe time area. So I just, just make sure that he doesn't have an issue. I did that first day in the stall. I kept his halter on because he would check that wall and really kind of push into it. So if he did start getting himself in trouble, I wanted to be able to intervene. He's been running out the plane. He did. I put him in the round pen. And he didn't put his head up, and it's a big round pen, so a big kind of a bullpen, so it's big sturdy. But he did. He would push into it and try to get it to move. He wasn't able to, obviously, but and then I've been feeding him out there. When he was out there, I fed him out of a hay net, and I forgot to ask you guys if they had a net there. I presume they did. I think I actually saw nets there. But the idea there too is kind of just slow them down a little bit, have them kind of be a little bit more present. And I think, like I said, the time in and of itself is going to make a significant difference, even without anything else, just because he was so, kind of put out that that someone would expect him to stand tight and be okay with that. He wasn't bad, but he was, and certainly to be fair, to be absolutely fair too, he has no idea where he is, what the agenda is, you do, I do, right, he didn't know, so that's fair, right? I'm going to, you guys, spend kind of dedicate a lot of time having this guy, yes, feel energy, and look for he truly has no vision in this eye, right? That means part of his brain is open with feelers, with capacity to have greater senses in other areas. I want him to be able to have a greater sense of where someone is by picking up on that, picking up on sound, picking up on feel, right? Just to be able to be more aware. Because quite honestly, it's going to be just crazy advantageous for him. He needs to come back better than he left in order to, have a barn to stay at, right? So, and that's not you guys who want the best for him and are, sympathetic to him and care for him and love on him. He needs to also be able to be good enough for a random barn help, or I don't know, if she has teen kids that help, do chores, whatever else, but he's got to kind of be good enough for those guys, too. So I'm going to tram drive and get some saddle time on him. But I'm really going to focus, and I have been focusing on getting him so that he is really, really receptive and patient, and to the best of my ability, right? Now, whatever we get here, and then we take him home to his mom and to an environment that I don't have control over, you guys have limited control over. That's yet to be seen, but that's what I'm kind of setting this up as. Yes, he's here to learn how to ride and advance skills under saddle, but I think helping him understand that sure it's bad luck and misfortune that he's got a bad eye. because he has a blind eye, he has to be better, not worse. Right? He just has to be better. And he has to try harder. Because that's kind of the long and short of it. And that's not his fault. Right? But if we don't help him be better, then it is ours. Right? Right? When I need a little bit more from him, my belly button turns and gets ahead of him. Because if my belly button turns and gets ahead of him, I can lead him forward. He can't see me on this side, but he can feel me. Right? So that's the reason this is actually a good curly halter, or rope rather. But that's the reason we spend the money we do on a $40 rope, so that they can feel us going forward. I'm ready to lift him up into a trot now. Turn, get a little ahead of him. I'm not going to feel too bad, you guys. I do. I really like this whole thing. But there, I clicked. Right? He doesn't have vision in this eye, which means he has to be more receptive to hearing. There's, like I said, there's some vacant real estate in the brain right now that needs to start working so he can find a way to be a solid member of horse society. So he has a place to live when he comes home. Right? So I asked for a trot. I asked him with my body. I turned. I led him forward, and he didn't go. So then I just tapped him with the tail of my rope. And I don't feel that was unfair or unjust for him, because what I'm trying to do is have him pay more attention to the side. And also, if that's going to spook him or alarm him, then we're not ready to ride, because there's definitely going to be things touching him on his right side of his body. Half of that is my body, right? Keep him going, and then I'm going to breathe out, see if I can encourage him to walk. Big breath in. And now I'm just going to massage. I'm just massaging him forward because he wants to turn in and face, and that's really nice, and I appreciate that from him. I just want him to see if he can find confidence. A little bit more confidence out there to get a little bit of rhythm. And then I'll allow him in. And super good. Good breath. Allow him to wind down. Lift and chew. Super good. Big breath out. Nice. And then I'm not going to let him approach. Okay? So he pushes on gates, he pushes on fences, he pushes on stalls. We were having a moment there, and it was nice and harmonious, but I'm going to help him best by helping him be confident a little bit more on his own. Okay? So this is still tender, and this is still caring, and this is still nurturing, this is still gratitude, right? And this is still relationship building, right? He doesn't have to come all the way up on me. Okay. Off we go. Walk's all I need. If you get me more than a walk, I'm going to be okay with that, because he's doing more work than I am. I'm going to, unless they're really having an issue, I'm don't need to shut them down, because what I want to teach these guys is that I own the gas and they own the brakes. Anytime I take my foot off the gas, they should idle down. I want these guys like golf carts, not like car rides. And that's something you guys, I apologize, and I'm guessing you're coming out here soon. I forgot to ask, and I apologize that maybe you talked about that early on. I know you talked about maybe doing some English riding with him. I'm guessing hacking out and trail riding, but I apologize. I meant to refresh my memory on that with you guys when we were there. That's not going to matter in the next day or two, but I do want to catch up with that with riding goals for him. So that's good. I'm going to lift him up into a trot. Very nice. The one thing I work a lot on is transitions. So up into a trot. Big breath in. Roll and roll. Catch that energy and happy report. A lot of curling, you guys, and I know we've done now some curling together. A lot of curling will always have them turn and face, turn and face, turn and face. But I want my horses to be able to be confident in motion. I want them to be able to ask questions while they're moving. I don't want, something to be just a light switch on, off, because that's not going to be what it's like on a trail ride situation. There's going to be, energy coming from all different places, and you're never able to kind of only shut anything off. So I don't do turn and face. Up we go. And I do a lot of transitions, because if I just put your nice little horse on a circle for 10 minutes, I'm just, wearing out some synovial fluid, and I'm not teaching anything. But if I am getting him nice and buoyant, big breath in, go up and down, catch that energy, have him confident. And if he needs to ask a question, he can do it in motion. That's where your questions are most likely going to come while you're riding. Up we go. And big breath in, down. Super good. And caught that a little bit better. That's a little bit hard. I'm just going to keep working on this until he's able to maintain that walk without thinking about turning in and disengaging. Deep breath in. Very good. Much better, much better, much better. And I only have to catch a little bit. I frame a little bit. You guys see how I'm framing? Catch that. If you start slowing down, catch that energy. Keep moving. Very good. And then now I might disengage. Off on his step. Good boy. Up transition. But I need to have him feel confident transition. Sorry, ground cover and drop. And down transition. Big breath in. Catch that energy and open forward. The other thing, you guys, is I'm going to do this one more time in this direction. I'm going to use his good eye to teach him, to help teach him on his bad eye. Right? He's going to need just as much or more on this side, right? But I'm going to teach him on a side that he can see, so that he can imagine and envision what I might be doing on his bad eye. Here, I'll disengage. He's going to be able to feel that. He's going to run into a line. There's no more return. 4 seconds. And we'll help him out a little bit. I'm just going to breath in. And go walk back the energy. Up and down. And try to do our breathe, circles in out. Blow out. Up the energy. Good boy. So let him have that in his stride, because that was really, really nice. He took that on his own, so I'm going to let him come back down to the trot. I'm not going to tell him he has to walk. I'm going to let him build in his own braking system. And obviously, when I go to ride, I can brake. You know, you can brake. But if we're always telling a horse to walk, that it's never learned, it can, you know, it can go. I mean, quite honestly, horses can go any speed they want to go, right? We're kind of riding their benevolence that they go the speed we want them to go. So if he offers more than what I'm asking for right now, I'm going to be okay with that. But I'm just going to let him continue doing that until he finds, relaxation in a slower gait. Because then when we go to ride, I can put him into a canter, and I can canter, and then I can take him down to a walk and stop him, and I should be able to throw my rein away. Then he should be totally fine, resting right out of the canter. Because I haven't been pulling them back and holding them and telling them to walk. They need to use their body. I'm putting them around the ground here. Go ahead and use your body. And then anytime I need to bring you down, I can climb up this outside or inside right there, and I can bring you down if I want to. But I think there's a lot of value in letting a horse be free and moving so that they find the value in not moving. Since he brought that up himself, and allowing him to walk now. And bring him up. If you notice, when he does it on his own and he goes to a walk, he doesn't turn and face. I'm going to take a big breath in. Blow it out. There. That was super nice. And he's licking and chewing very nice. I think that's his first time today. So that's super nice. I'll disengage and let him rest for a minute. But you can rest there. Licking and chewing. Big breath, looking and chewing, blinking a lot. Head going down, bottom of his head. Blowing out his beautiful. Super, super nice. He gets one step, but not two. I'm going to send it back. Those are really good blows. One step, but not two. One step might be for a fly. When he uses the second step, that's encroachment. And we do it, it's just got done raining, the flies are over now. Well, the most they've been, probably together having this one step, not two. And then because we know that patience is something that he needs to work on and separation is something he needs to work on, I'm not going to force him to fail. He's already been doing really, really good. This is good. For where he's at right now, this is as much as what I can expect him to be able to do. So I'm going to let him have that. Next. Here we go. We're going to do another exercise here. I'm going to see if I can will him to walk by sending my energy down to the ground. Pushing energy down. I know I feel energy come up into my shoulders, on the top parts of my shoulders. So when I'm willing a horse to walk, I'm going to think about just taking that and just like rainwater going down my body and out down into the ground. There's a lot better walk. I'd catch him a little bit, push him forward. And now this, I'm going to ask of him to absorb my energy. I'm going to stay in time with him, my feet, and my rhythm walking. I'm not going to change any of that, and I'm going to be pushing my energy down to the ground so that he doesn't feel that. But I'm going to give him a stimuli that he's expected to do. And that's what he's going to do. Not to stop necessarily ask questions. I certainly don't mind them stopping and asking questions, because that's a great answer. That's a great thing to do. But I have you on a circle. I have you on a circle. That was a beautiful, beautiful little ask though. Now he thinks he needs to trot, so let's just watch this out. See how long he would think he would need to trot before he'd be willing to absorb this energy at a walk. It's looking like slow now. That was really, really good. And this, you guys, is a windy day. It's a windy day. It's a dog running up. Mom leaving. It's someone at the gate. It's a trailer pulling into the yard. You know, this is a bicyclist. This is anything like that, right? And the other thing this is, and it's a really good question. He's probably, maybe you guys have done this. I don't know. Maybe in his previous, work, someone's done this before with him. But most horses haven't had this done too. So, and the way he stopped to, question me and what he's supposed to be doing with this, definitely suggests that he's one of, the best population that hasn't had this done. What I find this is really good for is it helps a horse be okay with some uncertainty. Because quite honestly, horses are not safer animals when they can learn to be okay with some degree of uncertainty. And this isn't clear instruction for him. This is definitely not black and white. There's definitely some subjectivity to this. What does this mean? Does this mean trot? Does this mean walk faster? Does this mean bend? What does this mean? And quite honestly, that's what I want. I'm doing this because it is absorbing this energy, but it's also getting him confident to not necessarily copy answers, and confident to be okay not knowing, and also, quite honestly, feel successful. Horses and humans, I think, are better if they can find ways to practice failing successfully, because success is not a guarantee in life, but failure is. If we try something, do something long enough, we will fail at some point doing it. If we try long enough, we will succeed. But success isn't a guarantee with repetition. Right? Failure is. So I say horses, particularly who are flight animals and prey animals, right? When we're active species, the best thing we can do for them is teach them how to fail successfully. I'm going to bring him up into the trot. see if there's anything that needs to come out. Couple big breaths, I'm going to say two. He gets one step, but he doesn't get two. One step, he doesn't get two. And kind of, you guys, too, that one step is kind of me just showing him goodwill, right? I don't want him to be reactive. I don't want him to be jumpy and sensitive, right? I want him to be, you know, I want him to be resilient, but also, you know, pliable. I want him to be, you know, I want a balance, right? If I get after him really, really sternly, right, that's not fair right now. Because right now I'm still building a partnership and a relationship with him. And me getting after this horse that I know has patience issue is just me rolling up my sleeves and asserting some degree of dominance with him. And that's not what this guy needs. He does need patience, and he does need more respect, you know, for people's space to keep him safe, especially because he can only see the other half of his side. But he doesn't need me to strong arm him in the first couple of days here. Because this will get better. It's already gotten better. It will get better. Good boy. And this one off. Good boy. That was a nice response. I need him, you guys, can you see this? There's no way he can't feel this. No possible way he can't feel it. It has to start meaning more, right? His vision, his sight is gone on this side. But he can hear on this side, and he can feel on this side. So I'm just asking him, without giving him too many crutches, right? I'm just asking of him to find a way to learn to pay more attention to everything else on this side, without being reactive. But pay attention to your other senses on this side, so that you can be a well-balanced, you know, valuable member of our society with a place to live. Up to a trot. That's better. You only have a hand a little bit. Try to help him. I don't mind that little start. You know, right now, this is still really early in the deal. I'm going to bring it down. Breath in, breath out. Catch him, catch him, catch him. Very good. Very good. Catch him, catch him, catch him. Good. Very good. Now he's committed. You see him commit to the circle? Super nice. There's a question. What does that mean? And the answer is, it might not mean anything. Because quite honestly, that's what we want our horses to think when they're out on a trail. And they're like, what was that? Right? We want them. The best answer is, oh, I guess it was nothing. Touch that energy. Better. That was better. I didn't have to touch him there. I was ready to touch him, but he moved away. Super nice. And I'll see if you can come up to the front. Pulling a lot more in this direction for me. A lot heavier. But that's okay for now. He's maintaining direction, he's maintaining balance. There he's trying to navigate my tarp. But that's okay for him too. And I can be benevolent here for him in a second and just move that. Because he's trying really, really hard. That's not also not going to hurt him to move around, but obviously he's trying to balance that with his vision. So I'm going to move that for him in a second. He's got to do that. Good boy. We can have a long distance relationship, right? He's certainly friendly, right? And that's something we obviously want to maintain, right? But he has to find more confidence being there. Since you have the part there, I'm going to move it. You might as well move it around him. A little bit tight. He's breathing pretty heavy with that. And if you guys have done this before, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's never had it done before. He's also trying to figure out my energy and my intention, whether or not I'm credible and safe, you know? Circle them back and have them walk over it. And that way I think it helps them kind of take away the notion that they ran away from it or they got away from it. running someone over is backing up. Good boy. And then use my voice here to help him so he doesn't feel like I'm sabotaging him here. Good boy. You guys on this side can't be an excuse not to do something. It has to be a reason to do it more. This guy is better on this side than he does on the other side. Good boy. That's fabulous though. Good boy. I still have time up here. Yes. Right. Hopefully you can still see us good. Running away from pressure, I want them to come towards it. Boy, that's gonna, well, to be fair for him, it's gonna help him time, but it's going to be counterproductive if his stall, his stall goes, right? So then let's say, instead of saying I don't like my horses coming into pressure, or, backing away from pressure, like they're coming in it, I'm going to say, particularly for him, right? I want my horse balanced. I want him to be able to be, his job is to learn how to have as much forward as he does backwards here, as much drive as he does draw, and so that he can be centered and he can have true balance on his feet where they are without pushing on a lead rope, without pushing on a feed handler, without pushing on a stall door, without pushing on a fence. And I can't guarantee you guys that I can do that, right? I can't guarantee what he comes home like. But that's what I'm going to be keeping in mind while I'm working him. He wanted to suck back and kind of run away from this. Typically, I make my horses draw up to that. But with him, because he does have the vision obstruction, which is fair. Like we know it's there. He has to. That's his reality. But I think our reality is then that just ups our ante. It ups our need. Okay, so breath, it ups our what we need to demand of ourselves to help him. Super nice. Super, super nice. Behind the quarter, fourth quarter. Good boy. We'll need, you guys, a little bit more time, I think. And I'm not trying to pigeonhole a one-eyed horse, right? But he probably will be more suspicious of someone because he can't see, right? So I could, he has to trust, he has to find his trust that I'm not going to be unfair with him here on this side. Good boy. Super nice. And watch his steps. You can take one step forward. You can't be two. There's one. and brought backwards. So he gets extra foot. Super nice. That one he picked up and brought forward together. Did you see that? You probably can't. The better he scratched his legs, he brought two forward. Brought his hind leg forward. Brought both legs forward. Super nice. Good. All right. Good boy. So set them. Rush them. That's going to absorb my energy. That is a kind of a linear version of what I might feel like when we drop for the first time, right? His back got pretty tight there. I'm going to help him drop his head down. See if he can think about that in a different context, different frame of mind, with his head in a different elevation. Super nice. I will lead him forward. There was a lick. We're going forward. I stopped, he stopped. The other day, you guys, I did a lot of fan work with him, which I'll show you, but I mean, that's improved significantly. Just a couple of times. Big breath, so you can see his nostrils tight. Working his tongue there. Is it visual? He finishes. Good. There you guys backed up as though I was asking you back. So that one I would say was the beginning of him responding to my energy, but not absorbing it. And part of that is again too. It's not a very good black and white question. It is exactly one of the best benefits it has. Right? Being confident enough, there's some gray area, asking questions, and pause. Of course, if you give us pause, you know, if they're worried about something, if they can pause long enough, we can usually do something that's going to better our chances of survival. Good boy. That was really good. So then let him have that for a little bit. He's blinking and rolling his eyes a lot. He might even have a yawn here. You're thinking about it. See that? 4. Super nice. 4. Super nice. Yeah. Super. I had more, you guys, that I wanted to do with him today, or that I kind of envisioned when I started today that I would do based on where we were yesterday. But because he's been giving me lots of licks and blowing out and even considering gnawing like that, I don't want to, puff a bunch of air back in him again and then force him to find a place to come down and settle again. He's getting a lot of time. He's getting a lot of movement, right? He's been at school a lot longer than what this is, recording, right? So I don't want to just keep extending the class. We've got a month together. Yes, sweetheart. So I don't want to just grind his nose. There we go. Good deal. Just 1 second. Yes, honey? Thirsty? Yep, I got some water. We'll get some. Just 1 second. I'm just wrapping up the matchup. So that's really good. I was going to do some flank roping on him. I think I did some flank roping yesterday, but I honestly don't quite recall. Yes, honey, what?
It'll be more than a second.
All right, give me a minute and a half, please. I was hoping to do some flank roping with him today. We didn't get there. I've got my saddle sitting just outside of his circle in the event we got to saddling. But I think we will wait and let him think on this, and process this. Like I said, he's doing a fair amount of time. He's doing moving around, and he's still a new horse in a new environment with a new human. So I don't want to, overtax him too much and, go through something good to find something bad at his expense. So we're going to wrap up there. I will upload this and send it over to you guys. Let me know what you think.